League that would lack a record such as that.
And I was just going to say, the likes of Chelsea change the manager every other 2 years or so, 3 years or so, and win trophies and leagues. So I always think it's better to have a man who you'd say, yeah, we'll stick with him, loyal, a bit of longevity, you know, knows the club, but there's no right way and there's no wrong way.
But he didn't want to leave, Andy,
well,
did he? That's
my whole point was just about to be this, Richard. When managers are at the clubs for that length of time, with Sir Alex was ready to leave. He decided, I'm leaving. That was it. He does not want to leave that club. The last thing he wants to do is this to be his last game. He really doesn't. He's going to go. He's going to be so disappointed. Even though all this lovely applause he's going to get in a bit. That's Vic Akers, I think, just coming out. But I think he will be absolutely gutted that he's no longer manager of Arsenal. Gutted. Whereas I think Sir Alex thought, that's me. I've had my time. He hasn't. He's not convinced he's had his time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Vic Akers.
Vic Akers, the manager of the Arsenal ladies football team. Kit man, been associated with so much success in both codes at Arsenal. And a thank you to Mark his time with the club. Always, whatever the weather, always in those shorts.
Yeah. I think Andy, you know, going back to the Wenger thing, I think Andy's right with that and right with Ferguson. But one point, and you've got to say it in modern football, the fans never turned on Alex. Now, whether you like it or not...
No, because Alex won a title in his last year, didn't he?
Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, whatever you say, it does come into the equation.
Do you think those fans would have turned on Arsène Wenger without the high-profile celebrity campaigns run by some individuals in the UK that really should have known better?
Listen, that's like... In life now...
The Arsenal ladies, who's inaugurated into the 100 club today by the Gunners.
Is that 100 performances, goals?
Performances, I think, yeah.
Fantastic.
Nice touch. Classy Arsenal. The one thing you know about that football club, it's classy, isn't it?
Always had that.
Yeah, it's classy. I mean, the one thing I agree with Peter there, although we're not talking at cross purposes, I'm saying he's kicking and screaming and going out that door unwillingly. What I would say is, it's no surprise to me that Arsenal have decided to change him because of what's happened in the last 2 or 3 years, Richard. As you've said, they've become less competitive in the league. They've failed to have Champions League football for 2 years in a row, which was unheard of under Arsène. So I think there was a case for Arsenal thinking about replacing him. But don't believe for a minute that Arsène is leaving here willingly. He's not.
See, this is a great...
Sorry, Peter, this Per Mertesacker, like Alex Scott, just to be inaugurated into the 100 club by Arsenal.
is a lifelong Arsenal fan, having represented us for 7 seasons, winning 3 FA Cups along the way and making 220 appearances. He's enjoyed a sparkling international career as well with Germany, of course.
Shouldn't underestimate the damaging effect Arsenal TV has had as well, and I don't mean that associated with the football club, I mean the fans' TV, the outlet they've had to rant and rave. They don't understand the intricacies of being involved in a football club, do they? Now, I repeat, 3 FA Cup wins in the last 4 seasons. Yeah, they've missed this year, Champions League football, and they did last. But prior to that, 18 consecutive seasons.
What I would say about the 18 consecutive seasons, and also I'm a big Wenger fan, every time people were having a go at him, he used to say, we are in the Champions League. We are it, and that was one of his massive, pluses. But he got on it because they weren't winning things. We're in the Champions League. It's brilliant. Once you start not getting in that Champions League, that's when the alarm bells start ringing.
I'll tell you what, Peter, Tottenham are about to find out how difficult it is to leave a base that you've played in your entire club history and move to another.
I agree with you.
With all the associated costs, demands and differences. Arsenal did that, sold some of their best assets in order to stay afloat, but he kept delivering all the same.
I'll give you another one. Under Arsène, there was too many players getting in the last 2 years of the contract, good players, who went to other clubs. I think that was the start of it. Fabregas.
In the dugout today, our Arsenal legends, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it is almost time to say a proper farewell to Arsène Wenger. But first, let me introduce you to two men who have been with Arsenal through most of his time here at Arsenal Football Club. Two Arsenal legends.
More than 2 decades ago now, everyone was asking the same question. Arsène who? Now I was privileged to be the Arsenal goalkeeping coach at the club on the day that he arrived, and it very quickly became clear to me and to everybody connected to the club that this man knew exactly who he was. Arsène Wenger, the visionary Arsène Wenger, an inspiration. He has built the Arsenal that we know and love today. He's lived and breathed this club's values, which have been honed over our 132 years of history. He's actually changed the face of football, the face of the game in this country. Hundreds of players owe their careers to him. I can tell you, the same goes for the many coaches from all around the world who beat a regular path to our training ground at London Coney and indeed to his lunch table. But above all else, Arsène is a man who cares deeply about people and helping them to be the very best that they can be. For instance, taking the likes of George Weah from war-torn Liberia to becoming the World Footballer of the Year. George, who then became his country's president, has always referred to...
Gentlemen, football...
Greatest welcome you can. Arsène.
Arsène Wenger, scholar, gentleman, football manager, top class, human being, unique. And so is that. The gold trophy that was presented to Arsenal to mark the year of the Invincibles. That's, you talked earlier, Andy, about class.
Yeah.
That is pure class. What have they done? What have they done?
Thank you very much. Before I start, I just want to say at Arsenal we care, and I would like to wish my fellow manager, Ferguson, well and very quickly. Thank you all very well for having me for such a long time. I know that's not easy. But Above all, I am like you, I'm an Arsenal fan. That means this is more than just watching football, it's a way of life. It is caring about the beautiful game, about the values that we cherish, and as well, that something that goes through all our body, in every cell of our body. We care, we worry, we are desperate, but when you come here, in of dreams, we realize and I would like as well to thank everybody at the club who makes this club so special, and I would invite you and really push to support these players, the staff who remains behind me. For me, this group of players has a special quality, not only on the pitch, but off the pitch. And please, I follow this team and support them really next season, because they deserve it. Just would like to finish by one simple word. I will miss you. Thank you all for being such an important part of my life, and hope to see you soon. Well done. Bye-bye.
Merci, Arsène. At the end of an era, the beginning of another. Will there ever be another?
Not like that.
Like Wenger delivered.
No, not like that. Same as United. There'll be never anyone could go into United and achieve what Sir Alex achieved, and I don't think anyone will do what he's done. I don't think they'll get the opportunity for the start these days.
Game's changed.
But what a job. I mean,
to end his football career.
listen, I don't know how he feels, but I would be amazed if he's not coaching again.
There's a club somewhere, Andy, a big club in Europe, going to get very, very lucky.
I agree with that. I think he's got a lot more to offer.
And by the way, what a lovely touch to mention Sir Alex Ferguson before he thought about what was on his mind about his own football club.
Do we start the lap?
It might take a while, this lap of appreciation that they're about to walk on, but why not? Why not? The only thing he didn't say there, which I thought he would let you say, I'm going to keep this short because I've got a game at the weekend.